you're a clinic owner, like a physiotherapist, chiropractor, osteopath, or massage therapist, I'm going to go through how to actually set up and optimize your Google Business Profile. I'm not going to go into depth on how to actually set up your Google Business Profile because it's pretty straightforward. You just follow the steps, and I will go over that. And then also I will go over how to optimize your Google Business Profile. And as I like to say, it is the busiest street in the world, at least online, and it's all for free. So why not be there? Google search, Google Maps, you want to show up there. So we're going to go through that and show you exactly how to set up and optimize your actual Google Business Profile. So if you want to go to Google Business Profile. I can't type. Then it should be the first one. And then you'll just click start now and you'll just go through the steps. It's pretty straightforward and pretty easy. And then once you're done, if you don't fill out everything to exact detail, perfectly fine. That's what we're going to cover right now, is just updating and optimizing it and how to actually rank, dominate your online port or area. So what we're going to do here, this is basically what a Google Business Profile is. The thing that you see on the side, if you're on, say, Google Maps and you search a location and that pops up, that's a Google Business Profile as well. So what we're going to do here is, what you can do is click edit profile, and then you can go through the steps here. So you obviously want your business name and then your business category. So if you're a physiotherapist, you'll include that here. If you have other services here, so say a massage therapist or a chiropractor or an osteopath, you'll include those here as well. And then we'll dive into a little bit more in depth on how we can build those those specific ones out a little bit more. And then your description, you want to be sure that you're including keywords here. So using your actual company name, making sure you have that there. And then also at the same time, your services that you offer, you want to include those there, and your specific city name or city or town. You want to make sure you have that included as well. This is great for ranking locally. You can add an opening date. So if whatever, it doesn't have to be exact, you can just add that there. You want to make sure you have your phone number listed so people can actually call you. For example, it'll show up right here and they can call you directly. So if it's on Google Maps or if it's on Google search, it'll show up right there. The other thing, you want to make sure you have a website. So if you have your website, make sure you link that here. And then your social profile. So if you have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you might have, be sure to link that here. You want to make sure you have your business location. So include your business location as well. And whatever it is, it'll be right there and then show up. And then your service area, you want to include the primary target location that you're in. This will typically be the location that your actual building's in. So you want to make sure you include that. If you have multiple locations, you might be able to add other ones. And then your hours, you want to make sure that you include all of the hours here as well. Make sure this is up to date. There's a lot of times with like holidays or special hours, as we can see here. You can add it. Typically, Google will email you before a holiday comes up, say July 4th or Christmas or Thanksgiving. If it does come up soon, they will typically email you and say, is your hours up to date? You want to make sure you are updating it, because that signals to Google that you are an active profile. So making sure your complete profile is active, and I'll go through other ways on how to make sure that you're an active profile, which signals, it's just really good signals to Google on how you can actually make sure that you are ranking well. That's pretty much it. If you do have other things like accessibility, wheelchairs, restrooms, and different things that you do want to make sure you include, payments. So if you're maybe connected with Jane and you have certain ways that you can accept stuff, you want to make sure that you include that here as well. And that's pretty much for this business information section. So we're going to close out of here. And then what we can actually do is upload photos. So we want to make sure that we upload photos, because it's another signal to Google that you are an updated profile, you're active, and you're continually updating. So this can be anything like your services. Maybe you're treating a patient with their consent, or maybe it's just pictures of your clinic, or just walking through. Maybe it's a selfie of you in your facility. You don't have to do this daily or weekly or anything like that. It can be monthly to quarterly basis, so it doesn't have to be all the time. You want to make sure that you are updating it kind of regularly though. So a few things that you can have here is your cover image. So you can make sure you have a cover image, maybe the storefront, so they can quickly identify where it is, or maybe your waiting area. And then you want to make sure that you also have your logo here as well. And then the next thing is posts. So this is another way to show that you are an active profile. So you want to create posts here. So there's 3 different ways that you can actually create posts. One, you can have an update, offer, or event. And what you can do with updates, you can literally just go to Facebook, copy and paste it, and bring it in there. And it's extremely quick and easy. Or what you can also do is go here and you can grab a social post and you'll be able to upload that. Oh, we don't have access. Let's log in. Sorry about that. I thought I was logged in. So let's find a social post over here and that'll update. We'll drop this down. And then what we would be able to do is just copy this, download the assets, and it looks like it's all set. We got the picture. Then we'd be able to drop that here. We could select an image, all set. And then we could add a button. So there's different types of buttons that we can actually add. So if we want, we can select none. I wouldn't recommend that. You could click book. So this will go to your booking page if you have an actual link to that. Or you can have, I would say, learn more or call now are typically the ones that you would also do. So call now, it'll link to the actual phone that you actually have set up. You could do learn more. Maybe you want to link it to your massage therapy page, or maybe you just published a blog. You can do that as well. So that's an example of what you could do with an update. You could just copy and paste one of your Facebook posts and put it here as well. Just really quick and easy. You can also have offers and you can also have events as well. Typically, you'll see updates, but you can do offers and events if you do have any of those as well. So this is just another signal to Google that you are active. So we'll exit out of here, and performance is just a way that we can look over metrics and how we're performing. And then we also want to go to, if you have products, so if you say you sell knee sleeves or arm sleeves or Theraguns or KT tape, whatever it might be, you're able to add some products here. If you do have like an actual store, you'd be able to link it, say like with WooCommerce or those other types of stores. But typically we don't see that very often. But if you do have any of that, you can link it here. And then editing services. So this is where we can build it out a little bit more. So we have our main primary category. This is what we saw earlier. And if you say you're a physiotherapist, but you also have a chiropractor and massage therapist in-house, you could have added it before, but this is where you can also add it as well. So you can add another business category right here. So say you're missing chiropractor, you want to add massage therapist, you would click add another business category, and then you will search in here. And then, for example, we already have one. So we have massage therapist here. And then what you're able to do is build this out even more. So if there's specific services that you want to specifically target. So for this one, physiotherapist, we have post-surgical rehab physiotherapy. So it's just trying to build it out even more, work on keywords, and work on actually trying to rank and build up other ranking potential here. So we can click in here, and then we can also include a little description. Make sure it's under 300 keywords or words. And then in here, you also want to include those keywords as well. So if you want to add more, you can just keep going through, keep adding more to this specific primary category, and you can just continually build that out. And it's a great way to help improve your Google business profile ranking online and making sure you have everything there. So that's really quick and easy. You can use ChatGPT, but at the same time, you want to make sure that it is trained and it actually knows your specific rules and regulations, because we do know that there are a lot of rules and regulations that go on there. So for example, you could come in here and then you could say, I'm looking for a business category. This is another feature that we have in Cliniverse. And then this is very trained on all the rules and regulations. It'll ask you your province, your state, and it knows all of the information there, what you can and what you can't say. And then you can just ask it there, and then it'll be able to copy and paste, upload in here, and it'll give you different ideas for this as well. So that's how you can build this out a little bit more and make sure that you are ranking for as much as possible and trying to show up for as broad as categories as you want. So that's the services page. And then we also want to have the booking. So if you do have a booking link, you want to make sure that you link this. So say you have Jane, you want to make sure that you are linking that directly. So as you can see here, we have the book online. So you want to make sure that's right there. So it makes it extremely easy, quick. So if they ever click it, they can go straight to the actual Jane app and book through that. It makes it extremely quick and easy. And then asking for reviews, I wouldn't recommend posting a screen or a QR code on, say, your social media, because it's tough for people to scan it, but you can put that on, say, your desk, and it's right there, right at checkout. They're quick and easy. Or if you have emails, you can include this link, and then at the end of, say, your invoices, when you send it to them, maybe there's a quick link that they're able to click. It comes straight here. So for example, it'll come straight to the actual review page, and then you can leave it right there. So it makes it really quick, easy, and simple for them to actually leave a review. And that's what you want to do. You want to eliminate as much friction as possible so they'll actually leave reviews. And then when you do get reviews, you want to make sure that you are actually replying to them, because this is another signal to Google that you are an active profile. So when you get reviews, you want to make sure you actually reply to them, because Google sees, hey, these guys are active, these guys are good. Let's start promoting them a little bit more, compared to maybe someone else that doesn't actually reply. They are very inactive. So this is a good way that you can actually rank above them. So that's pretty much everything with updating and optimizing your Google business profile. If you do this, you post regularly, say on a weekly basis, you update photos on, say, a monthly to quarterly basis, you reply to reviews, Google's going to see you as an active profile. They're going to push you, and you're going to rank really well in your local area. So do these tips, and it should help with your online presence.